We're gonna be learning how to draw shadows on stuff, all right? So let's get right to it. I don't wanna waste time, yeah, woo! Okay, I should probably go in depth a little bit more. So we're gonna be doing a couple things. First things first, I'm gonna teach you the absolute basics, all right? We're gonna go back to our circles and squares, cause you gotta. It's vital, like believe it or not, don't be like me. Don't do as I do as I say, yeah. Secondly, we're also going to learn how to break down your normal, like, muscular anatomy and break that down into shapes that are easy to render. And then we're going to apply that to an actual drawing. I actually have a commission here that I have left without any rendering, and we're going to go ahead and jump into that together. Yeah. All right, so this is some pretty basic stuff. We're going back to square one. Literally square one. Okay, anyways, so we have our light source in the middle, and so what we're doing is that backside is going to be completely rendered out. And what that square is going to do, it's also going to drop a shadow on the surface. So normally I start with the drop shadow itself and then the rendering on the actual object, but I wanted to do this just so you guys can see what's going on. Hopefully it helps. And if you're feeling extra spicy and you want to go high contrast, you can always render out this part because technically the lighting is in front of that cube right there on the top and on the front. We're looking at the back side. Now to the circles, another really basic thing, but what's really cool is these shapes we can take towards our muscles, anatomy, whatever the heck, buildings, you name it. You can break down certain objects with these two simple shapes. And so that's what we're going to do in a little bit. But yeah, same thing. We're going to add another drop shadow here from the actual like circle. And yeah, that's super basic stuff that's going to lead on to cooler things. Speaking of cooler things, I saw this super cool crash course from Greg Capullo, and it basically showed him taking the anatomy and almost like taking it apart, almost like in that second bicep we have in the middle. And it completely unlocked like a whole new capabilities for me. Like it just made things easier. So I wanted to show you guys what a normal arm would look like, right, with the lighting from above. And now we're going to go ahead and break down that arm, right? So now we're taking away the major pieces of it. So like the shoulder is broken down into three major muscles. Oh my God, I'm stuttering. And so we did that all across the arm. And so now I'm showing you in this third arm on the right how it would look like all together again. I apologize for my pencils not being the cleanest. I haven't penciled with this thing in a long time, but I really wanted to use it because since we're rendering a lot. But yeah, hopefully this is something you guys can take and learn as well and incorporate into your own stuff. Anyways, here we are on the commission, right? So now we're going to take all those little things that we've learned and we're going to incorporate it into our actual drawing. Now, do keep in mind, I do like my art to look a little bit cleaner nowadays. So I lay off the crazy heavy rendering just so things are clearer. And also sometimes darker anatomy doesn't look the best on females from my experience. Every time I draw too much anatomy lighting, I get made fun of, so... So as I said before, we're really focusing here on the drop shadows first, right? It just helps give me a guide and understand where my lighting actually is, rather than just jumping right to it and doing the heavy rendering on the actual surface, right? But I do want you guys to know that there is no right or wrong way to do this sort of rendering. It really just depends on what works best for you. This is how I go about it, if that makes sense. There's also a lot of other advanced techniques going on here, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We're just looking at how you take those shading techniques and incorporate it into the drawings. So I don't know if you guys remember, but we did a circle just a couple seconds ago, right? So that circle rendering, we normally take and use it towards our shoulders, our leg muscles, and our chests, right? That's when I normally use that same sort of rendering. And then for the squarish parts of our body, like what I'm referring to is like more of our biceps, right? And our triceps. I kind of take that rendering that we did for our square and use it towards that area. And you can also do that same sort of thing with your cities, cars, and whenever, you know, you get some crazy cool technological stuff, you can also use that as well. But yeah, that's how our commission came out. Here's me trying to be creative. Totally failed. It's all cool. But yeah, that's I realized after filming this that, hold on, I forgot to do a little something. So after we lay down our shadows, artists have the choice to add extra rendering with cross-hatching, right? So I used to go really crazy. I used to go really crazy with, diagonal cross-hatching, but I've realized that sometimes it takes away from the actual underdrawing. So I'm simplifying my art here, and I'm kind of just doing what I've been doing recently for this new book I'm doing, Exiled. Yeah, catch it on February 8th, guys. But yeah, no, it's just a simpler way. It's fast paced. And yeah, it works for me. But because it works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody else. So if you guys have a completely different way of rendering, don't even worry about it. Just do your own thing. This is just me like popping off here. I'm not really popping off, but you know what I mean. But yeah, like I said before, not everybody has this sort of style where they add extra rendering in the end. Sometimes the drop shadows themselves are it for some artists. It's really all a preference and whatever works for you. Every single person works differently. You know what I mean? You know, I've always been a big fan of the 90s and all the crazy anatomy and rendering, but lately I've been, learning a lot and trying to evolve and become my own thing. So this is part of it, I guess. So yeah, guys, that's how I go about rendering stuff for the most part. There are a lot more rendering techniques out there. I'm only showing what I know and I'm confident in. There's also cross-hatching, which I used to do, but I'm trying to go for more cleaner style. But yeah, it's all whatever you guys prefer in the end. Hopefully this helped. If it did, let me know. If it didn't, if there's more you want to see, please let me know as well. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Woo!